Hear the birds outside my window, wishing that today was tomorrow. Thinking up of every reason, but the doctor sees right through my treason. So I get up and do what I'm told. I suddenly can't feel my cold, so I see what this day has to hold. The day my life began, walking up into the room, wondering if this is my tune. Afraid to speak, I close my eyes, and sure enough, the feeling dies. Then you stood up in front of me and gave me the smile, relieved to see that I knew this was meant to be. On the day my life began, with you ain't outside, with your pulse on the phone, with you ain't back there, wondering will I make it home, with you asking me the questions about the songs that I sang on the day my life began. Years may have changed, but the feeling still remains. Different song, different man, so I stood there, did the best that I can. And he stood up in front of me and gave me the smile, relieved to see that I knew this was meant to be. On the day my life began, with you ain't outside, with your pulse on the phone, with you ain't back there, wondering will I make it home, with you asking me the questions about the songs that I sang on the day my life began. Biggest day of my life is taking you by my side. I hope to God you feel the same. I'm so afraid to say your name, but you stood up in front of me and smiled and looked at me, and I knew this was where I'm meant to be. Another day my life began, with you ain't outside, with your pulse on the phone, with you ain't back there, wondering will I make it home, with you asking me the questions about the songs that I sang on the day my life began. With you ain't outside, with your pulse on the phone, with you ain't back there, wondering will I make it home, with you asking me the questions about the songs that I sang on the day my life began. On the day my life began, those were the days my life began. Thank you. So that was the first track from my debut solo album, I'll Never Be Alone. And you know, having a solo album was something that I always dreamed of, really, from a young age. And when I joined Celtic Woman, obviously not as one of the women. Celtic Woman had a touring choir with them on stage, and I was invited to join them on tour. And you know, and I thought, well, maybe this is my chance to start looking at an album. And then I spent a year on the road with Celtic Woman, and then I got a call from Sharon Brown to join the brother group, Celtic Thunder. And obviously realising that promotional opportunities in Celtic Woman were quite limited. I joined Celtic Thunder, and I thought this is now definitely the chance. So went into the studio last year and recorded my debut solo album. And I went to #1 in the world iTunes charts in Ireland, the UK, US, Canada, and Australia, and New Zealand. So it's, you know, one of the most humbling moments of my musical career. So I'll be performing some of the songs from that this evening. But the next two are two of my favourite songs from our cousins across the water, back home, our Celtic cousins over in Scotland, which a country that I've always loved and in the last few years has graciously adopted me as well. About 4 years ago, I moved across with Laura to Glasgow. And there's some amazingly beautiful songs written about both Ireland and Scotland. And I thought I'd start off by singing two of my favourite songs about Scotland. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if you can see changes that have come over me. These last few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs, made me think about where I've come from. And that's the reason why I seem so far away today. So let me tell you that I love you. I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. The points that I needed proving, I've lost the friends I've needed losing, found others on the way. Kissed the girls and I've left them crying. Stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've traveled hard with conscience flying. Somewhere in the wind, let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Whoa. For the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain pine blows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain pine all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower near yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will build all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain pine all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Few people who've been to Ireland. I presume you all visited Dublin.
Yes.
On your journey, yeah. I don't know what else there is to see in Ireland. You're wasting your time once you leave Dublin. No, I'm only messing. It is a lot to see and a lot to do. But I'm from Dublin, in case you haven't noticed. And there's many beautiful songs written about, well, a lot of different areas in Ireland, but a lot of beautiful songs written about Dublin as well. And the next song is one of my favourites. Always has been. And it's one of these songs that if you were ever in Ireland and you had a sing song, which is kind of just a stage of the night, people who don't even have a voice in their head still partake in sing songs. You know, it's just you meet up for a few drinks, and then the guitars come out, and then the piano comes out, and all of a sudden people are having a great time, and then there's songs that everyone sits back and there's knots and tears, and the music takes over. But this next song is one that's definitely sung at every sing-song in Dublin, and it's one that everybody will sing along with you. So I thought what we could do is we could take ourselves away from Cedar Mountain for 3 minutes and plant ourselves into Dublin city centre. And I could see people before the show started, they were warming up their vocal cords. You know, this is the song then to let loose. And I'll be looking around to see if by the end of the song people know the words of the chorus. But it's a song written about a man who is the most proud dub you'll ever come across. He just loves his town of Dublin. And unfortunately, after years of Dublin becoming this big European capital city, this man feels like it's losing so much of what used to make it unique. And he used to work as a cooper, and unfortunately there was younger generation of people that were more skilled, more educated, more qualified, and they took his job and he had to emigrate looking for work. And he spends the whole song looking back at his life as a young lad in a small town in Dublin called Pimlico, just playing Ring a Ring a Rosie with his friends on the street, and he just wishes he was back there doing it. So it's a beautiful sentiment, beautiful song. Really hope you enjoy it. This is one of my all-time favourites. A song called Rare Old Times. Raised on songs and stories, heroes of renown, the passing tales and glories that once was Dublin town. The hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhyme that once was part of Dublin in the rare old times. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I'll remember Dublin city in the rare old times. I mean, name it is Sean Dempsey, as Dublin as can be, born hard and late in Pimlico, in a house that ceased to be. By trade I was a cooper, lost out to redundancy, like my house that fell to progress, my trade to memory. And I courted Peggy Dignan, as pretty as you please, a rogan child of Mary from the rebel liberties. I lost her to a student chap with skin as black as coal, when he took her off to Birmingham, he took away my soul. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I'll remember Dublin city and the rare old times. And the years made me bitter, the gargle dims me brain, 'cause Dublin keeps on changing and nothing seems the same. The pillar and the metal have gone, the royal long since pulled down, as the grey unyielding concrete makes a city of my town. Fare thee well, sweet Anna Livy, I can no longer stay and watch the new glass cages spring up along the quay. My mind's too full of memories, too old to hear new chimes. I'm part of what was Dublin in the rare old times. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Ring-a-ring-a-rosy, as the light declines, I'll remember Dublin city in the rare old times. Thank you. So before this tour started, we were kind of, as I said, I released my solo album before Christmas. And last summer when we were on tour, we had our solo album available on pre-sale for people. And we kind of figured, well, apart from Cedar Mountain, we were coming to a lot of the same sort of cities that we were going to be performing in last year. So about 3 weeks before this tour started, I gave our assistant musical director in Celtic Thunder, Seamus Brett, a call, and I said, listen, have you got any spare time to kind of maybe record a few more songs that have available at the gigs? And Seamus, for anyone who doesn't know, is the busiest man on the planet. How that man survives one day, I don't know. He owns a studio up in his place, so he'll be performing at a wedding in Cork in the morning, and then he's got something on RT television at lunchtime, and then he's recording somebody up in his house, and then he's back down for something in the National Concert Hall that night. And you know, I don't know how he functions, but he's an amazing man. So to grab him for a few hours is a tough deal, but we managed to do so, and we went into the studio and we recorded not an album. I didn't want to release a second album that quickly, but an EP of some of my favourite Irish and Scottish songs that we'd have on sale. And I'm delighted to announce that we did get it done, so we have it on sale afterwards. The first line of that song is Raised on Songs and Stories, and I thought that's a pretty appropriate title, so we called the EP Raised on Songs and Stories. So both my album and the EP will be available afterwards for anyone interested. But the next song, unfortunately, isn't on the EP, but it's still one of my favourite Irish songs. And it's one that, I don't know if it was made a big deal out here in the States last year, that it was quite an important year back home in Ireland, 2016 was. And for those of you who don't know why, it was our Independence Day without it being our Independence Day. You know, we've quite a complicated history in Ireland, but it was the 100-year anniversary of a 1916 Easter Rising, which was a rebellion that took place. And that rebellion didn't directly lead to an independent state, but it led to a shift in a mind frame in Ireland that within a few years there was an independent state in Ireland. So last year was sort of the 100-year anniversary of that, and I was kind of talking at previous gigs about the fact that, you know, I love America, absolutely love it. There's things that I love about America, love about home, and there's things that you see the differences in the countries as well. One of the main differences for anyone who has been to Ireland was probably noticing that we don't fly our flag as much as you guys do. You learn very, very quickly when you land in America that you're in America. And people here are very proud about the fact that you're now in America. You know, you've got a house, let's stick a flag in the front. If you sell tires for a living, let's put a big flag up here. And that's something that, from an outsider looking in, that's a big difference that we see back home. And unfortunately, I think one of the main reasons for that difference is the fact that through our complicated history in Ireland, you know, there was kind of a lot of attacks that took place by different groups like the IRA that used the Irish flag as a symbol. So therefore, you couldn't really fly your flag because it meant to a lot of people that you were anti-something rather than being pro-something. And what was amazing about the 100-year anniversary last year was that it was the first time I've ever seen in my lifetime where we were like America. We had our flag everywhere. And it wasn't because we were anti-British or anti-anyone, anti-anything. It was just the fact that we were just proud to celebrate our Irishness. And yeah, we might have a complicated history, but it's led us to where we are today, and let's celebrate that. And that was an amazing feeling back home in Ireland. And even for an outsider who might have been back home for that, I don't know if that would have been as noticeable to them, but certainly for a local, it was an amazing thing. And the next song is one of the stories that tells the story about the 1916 Easter Rising. Because what happened was there was a rebellion that took place in the General Post Office in Dublin, the GPO. And it lasted 5 days, almost brought the British Empire to a standstill until the last day. It just fell short. And all the leaders of the rebellion were captured, brought into Kilmainham Jail in Dublin, and sentenced to death. So unfortunately, the leaders never got to see the significance that rebellion had in the country. And one of the stories that was told last year a lot was the fact that one of the leaders, Joseph Mary Plunkett, was engaged to be married to a lady called Grace Clifford. And when he was sentenced to death, they kind of sped up the engagement a little, and they brought Grace Clifford into the prison chapel, and they had the wedding the night before his execution. Years after that beautiful and tragic moment, one of the most beautiful songwriters in Ireland, Jim McCann, decided to write a story about it, or write a song about it. And he simply called the song Grace. So I thought I'd perform it for tonight. As we gather in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, I think about these last few weeks. Will they say we failed? From our school days they have taught us to yearn for dignity. Yet all I want in this dark hour is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. Take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I shared for these brave men, the love for my dear land. But when Porrick called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed, and to him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. Take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above, for a moment all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all will go. Now our lives better left to chance. I couldn't miss the day, I didn't have to miss the moaning, wasn't I the king? If I'd only known how the king would fall. Hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Narrow lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, I didn't have to miss the dance. It was kind of the beginning of it all for myself and Laura going on tour together. You know, we used to sit down after meet and greets in Celtic Thunder and sound check parties when we do our sound check and get through our Heartland and all these different songs, and then people would walk out of the theatre and I'd grab Laura and I'd say, listen, can we try this song? Can we try this song? And we used to do this every day for years. And one of the days I was in Starbucks then, for a change. And Garth Brooks was singing The Dance on the radio, and I thought I loved the song, absolutely loved it growing up, and I hadn't heard it in years, and it was one of these moments where I couldn't get the coffee quick enough to run back to the theatre to sit down at the piano quick enough. And I said, Laura, we've got to try this, and we were in Sarasota, Florida, and we picked out an arrangement and went back to Seamus Brett again after the tour, and we recorded the song and made a video for it, and it just went viral. We couldn't believe the response we got. You know, there was over 100,000 views in like a month, and Garth Brooks was coming to Dublin, scheduled to be coming to Dublin at the time, and then there was magazines in Dublin talking about this and everything, you know. So we couldn't believe the response we got, and we turned around and said, you know, maybe there's a chance people might like to hear us perform. And we planned our very first tour on the back of that a few weeks later, and we went to the States 4 summers ago, and here we are 4 summers later, still doing it. So yeah, we kind of owe everything to that song. And the next song is again, if Garth Brooks is one of my favorite singer-songwriters in America, well then the next artist is certainly one of mine. I used to always be a fan of Lionel Richie growing up. I don't know if you've heard of Lionel Richie before. He's relatively low-key. And this next song, I think if I was in Celtic Thunder to make another DVD, I think this is probably one of the songs I'd suggest to the producer Sharon Brown to do, because I think this is one that I've always loved to sing. I haven't done it on any other tour, and I thought, you know what, I'll throw it in tonight on this tour for you. So this is one of my favourite songs of all time, but certainly one of my favourite Lionel Richie songs. I'm stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. I guess I'm on my way. You needed a friend, and the way I'm feeling now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. I guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. I'm stuck on you. Been a fool too long. I guess it's time for me to come back home. I guess I'm on my way. It's so hard to see that a woman like you could wait around for a man like me. I guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad to stay. Whoa, I'm leaving on that midnight train tomorrow, and I know just where I'm going. I packed up my troubles and I'll throw them all away. 'Cause this time, little darling, coming home to stay. I'm stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. I guess I'm on my way. Needed a friend, and the way I'm feeling now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. I guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. The next song I think is the one that I have the most amount of requests everywhere I go, so I could never do a set list without leaving this next song. If you know the words, feel free to join it. Tumbling curls of green by the stained glass stream of light, the yellow-colored lampshade used to keep us up all night. The smile upon your face, the tears upon your cheeks, the night sky on the window, and your heart calling out to me. Come running home again, come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die, shall I cause another tear from your eye? The mirror that won't talk, and your nightgown on the door. The old pedal singer just don't sing no more. You can roll the reels for hours from the movie of this book. It's a question mark on this heart of mine, something ever back to look. Come running home again, Katie, come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye? Now I'm walking through a tunnel back into the room with the genius of a druid. When the sunlight floods the tomb, and I'm never going back there. I couldn't anyway. Although I made the great escape, I never got away. Come running home again, come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye? Come running home again, come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye? Thank you. I was only telling the story last night about Katie, where it was, one of these moments where I just loved every second in the studio, and it was a pleasure just singing the song with David Monroe. But the only thing was that David didn't really know how to finish the song, because he said lyrically it doesn't really have that. Cross my heart and to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye? Kind of sounds like it's going somewhere, so we didn't know how to finish it, and eventually he just went, cause another tear from your eye. And that was the end of the song, so that's how we ended it. And but then it just became this running joke where David who's an amazing musician, absolutely amazing musician, and I think if he wasn't going to be a musician in life, or actually an artist, he's an amazing draws as well. If he wasn't going to be an artist or a musician, he easily could have been a stand-up comedian. He's one of the funniest men I've ever met. But he'll just make any situation hilarious. And he used to do this thing in the studio where he'd turn around and I was singing a song, and this is what I'd hear. I'd sing what I normally sing, and this is what I hear on my ears from David, where I go, cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye? And then I'd hear David in my ears go, and those. And then it became this running joke, how many body parts he could fit in by the end of the song. Katie was becoming the modern head, shoulders, knees and toes. And the dangerous thing about a tour is that when you're on stage, people often ask, well, if something's going wrong off stage, how do they tell the artist on stage? Well, we've got in-ears, so we have what we call a shout mic at the side of a stage, and there's plenty of times where I'm on stage singing a song, and in my ears towards the end of the song, when I'm about to finish up, I'll hear somebody in my ears go, Colm, there's a problem with the guitars off stage. Can you talk to the audience for 30 seconds after the song? So I finish off the song, and then I'm giving as much verbal diarrhea as I can and trying to fill in the time. We all having a good night. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here in Cedar Mountain. But that can be a very dangerous thing as well. As handy as that shout mic is, it also means that somebody has got the capability of talking in your in-ears when you're on stage without the audience hearing what they're doing, which is lethal. Especially when I'm singing a song like Katie, and what happens is I play the piano for Katie, so David Monroe goes off stage, and David anywhere near a microphone like that is a recipe for disaster. So I used to get that regularly in my ears, on stage, in front of, could be 5,000 people in the audience. And I get all these nose and ears and mouth and as many things as you want. And that was another time, Laura will remember, where my very first tour I had to introduce myself to the audience. So I would stand on stage and say, "Hi folks, how you doing? My name is Colm Keegan, I'm the newest member of Celtic Thunder, and it's a pleasure to be here." All this kind of the normal jargon. And Dave Monroe, towards the end of one of the tours, decided to take the microphone, because again he was off stage. I was singing Home with the piano by Michael Bublé at the time. And he decided to have a conversation with me back as if it was a phone call I was having. So I went on stage and say, "Hey folks, how are you doing? My name is Colm Keegan." And then I get in my ears, "Hi Colm, how are you doing? Dave Monroe here." So I'm here trying to have this, serious thought. It's a real pleasure. I'm delighted to be here. It's an absolute honor. And he's in my ear. As far as I remember, he was trying to buy a rabbit hutch. I said, "Well, it's very good." I was saying, "It's very good that you're a musician and all, but I'm just interested in a rabbit hutch. Do you have any for sale?" So I'm going to sing Home. And he said, "That's exactly, I'm looking for it for my home." Touring definitely tests your ability to keep your nerve, which, by the way, I'm not very good at all. But the next song is one of my favorite Irish songs, and it's a song that was written about a man called Jack Doyle. I don't know if people have heard of Jack Doyle before. Jack Doyle was an incredible boxer that we had back home in Ireland. And as I said before, when it comes up to the Olympics, America normally walks away with about 4 gazillion gold medals. But a small country like Ireland, if we get 1 gold medal, it's a massive thing, which I love actually, because it just means that regardless what the sport is, it could be something that 2 weeks before this you've never seen before, and then for the final, everyone in the country seems to be an expert, The opponent beforehand goes up and everyone's saying, "Rubbish, rubbish, you see that triple, quadruple twirl that you did in the air? Rubbish." And then our Irish representative comes out, and, the whole country gets behind them. And for some reason, I don't know why, but we've always seemed to, for all the sports in the Olympics and all the events, we seem to be most consistent with boxing. Don't know what that says about our culture. But Jack Doyle was an amazing boxer, and his name was the Contender in the ring. And the Contender never lost. He was undefeated. He was and an amazing man outside the ring as well. But unfortunately, like so many other tragic cases in Ireland of incredible sportsmen, Jack Doyle had he was fond of the drink, and in the end, it wasn't only the thing that ended his career, but it also ended his life tragically. And there's far too many similar cases like that at home. George Best in football, or Paul McGrath in football. And Jack Doyle, he was brought up in a small town in County Cork, between Cove, where the Titanic sets out, and a small town called Youghal, which your meaning of Youghal is very, very different. If you said you're Youghal to people in Cork, they probably wouldn't get it. This one is spelled Youghal, so quite a different spelling. But that's where Jack Doyle is from. And if you went to just outside the city of Youghal today, you'll see a massive bronze statue to Jack Doyle there. And Jimmy McCarthy, who wrote the song Katie, he's written so many beautiful songs, wrote this next song as well. And he wrote it about the fact that Jack Doyle was not just an amazing boxer, but for an undefeated champ in the ring, there's a tragic event outside of the ring that was just a fight too big for him to beat. So he wrote a beautiful song about him that I'm going to perform, and it's simply called The Contender. I was young and I was in my day. I could steal what woman's heart there was away. I'd sing and dance until the morning, blaze away until the dawning. Long before I was the man you see today. born beneath the star that promised home. I could have lived my life between Cork, Cove and Yule, but the wheel of fortune took me from the highest point. It shook me from the bottle, living by the bottle I will fall. There in the mirror on the wall, I see the dream is fading from the contender to the brawl. Ring the rose, the matador is raving. When I die, I'll die drunk down on the street. You can count me out to 10 and clear defeat. Wrap the starry plow around me, let the piper's air resound me. There I'll rest until the Lord of love on me. There in the mirror on the wall, I see the dream is fading from the contender to the brawl. Ring the rose, the matador is raving. Wrap the starry plow around me, let the piper's air resound me. There I'll rest until the Lord will love on me. There I'll rest until the Lord will love on me. So for those of you who don't know, I was part of the show Celtic Thunder, and I took a year off, the year gone by, to go back into teaching back up. It's a very different year that I've had, and I've had the year of working with some of the most amazing young students that you could ever imagine. I've loved every second of it. And the one thing that I learned very quickly is that when you go into a school these days, there's two artists that you pretty much need to know everything about. And that is Ed Sheeran and Adele. And my pleasure was introducing the fact to teenagers that there's more than two artists in the world that you can listen to. Not that I was pretty successful in doing that. But you became very well accustomed to the music written by Ed Sheeran and Adele. And only then, 2 weeks before coming out on tour, two of my best friends were getting married, and they asked me to have the pleasure of singing their first dance for them. And I turned around and said, oh, I'd be honoured to, and what song are you thinking of doing? And they turned around and said, well, we're thinking about an Ed Sheeran song. I thought, well, he's been the soundtrack for my life this year. So I'm sure I know the song, but actually they chose a song that I'd never heard of, which is an achievement in itself. But it's a beautiful song. I've really, really enjoyed it. And I'd never heard it before, 2 weeks before coming out on tour. So I thought I'd perform it for you, although it's written for a wedding. I thought I'd perform it for you tonight. It's a beautiful Ed Sheeran song that Oisin, I think, is sick of now. So beautiful in your dress. I love your hair like that. The way it falls on the side of your neck. down your shoulders and back. We are surrounded by all of these lies of people who talk too much. You got the kind of that look in your eyes as if no one knows anything but us. And should this be the last thing I'll see, I want you to know it's enough for me. 'Cause all that you are is all that I'll ever need. So in love, so in love, so in love. We are surrounded by all of these lies, people who talk too much. You look so beautiful in this light. I love your hair like that, the way it falls on the side of your neck, down your shoulders and back. You look so beautiful in this light, silhouette over me, the way it brings out blue in your eyes. It's the Tenerife Sea. And should this be the last thing I'll see, I want you to know it's enough for me. 'Cause all that you are is all that I'll ever need. So in love, so in love, so in love. Darling, bloomy hair over me, bloomy hair, darling, bloomy hair over me. And should this be the last thing I'll see, I want you to know it's enough for me. 'Cause all that you are is all that I'll ever need. So in love, so in love, so in love, love, love. You look so beautiful in your light, your silhouette over me, the way it brings out the blue in your eyes. It's the Tenerife Sea. This is one of my favorite Irish songs of all time. On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first news that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rule. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way, and I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November we trip lightly along the way. On a deep ravine that can be seen, the worth of passion pledged, the Queen of Hearts still baking tarts, and I not making hay. Well, I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have known the true gods of sound and stone. And word and tint I did not sleep, for I gave her poems to say, with her own name there and her own dark hair, like the clouds over the fields of May. On a quiet street both ghosts meet, I see her walking down, away from me so hurriedly. No reason but that love that I have loved not as I should, a creature made of clay. When the angels the clay, he lose his wings at the dawn of day. When the angels the clay, he lose his wings at the dawn of day. So back home, there's a bit of a comeback tour that's going on for a group that was really, really popular in the 90s. And they were massive in Ireland during the 80s, 90s. They became big in UK as well, and kind of crept into Europe. And then they wrote a song that kind of broke them into the States as well. And the Cranberries are doing this comeback tour at the moment. Yes. At the moment, well, back in Ireland. I don't know if they're doing it abroad. But you're more than welcome over to visit us. And they wrote this song that I always loved again, and I never performed it before. But again, it's something that was written about the troubles in the north of Ireland. And Dolores O'Riordan was writing a song about the fact that she was just saying that people are brought up in hatred of two sides of community, and they're just brought up in hatred because of the generation before them. And she just compares that kind of mentality to people just being brought up like zombies. And that's what she called the song as well. So I hope you enjoy this. This is a Cranberries song called Zombie. If I can find my pick. It's always the last pocket, isn't it? Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken. When violence causes silence, we must be forsaken. But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are fighting. Another mother's broken heart is taken over. When violence causes silence, we must be forsaken. It's the same old scene since 1916. In your head, they're fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they're fighting. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. It's the same old scene since 1916. In your head, you're fighting. But I suppose if you had to find anything that's difficult about touring, it's the fact that, as I've said before, that just the fact you can't take everybody back home and pack them in your suitcase and bring them along with you. You know, and there's some days where there's birthdays or anniversaries or weddings or any sort of, you know, could be just a Friday night that all your friends are meeting up, you know, and there's a few moments where you wish you could fly back home for an hour or two and then come back on tour, you know, but unfortunately it's all or nothing. So I decided to write a song about that, and in this fictional song, it's written about a man who tours for a living, and he's a singer in a show. Nothing to do with me, though. And instead of talking about everyone back home he misses, he just talks about this one person. He falls in love with someone, misses her, and to me that you know, the woman in the song kind of represents everybody in my life. So what the couple in the song do is they decide to write a bit of a lilt. And every time they sing that lilt, no matter where they are in the world, you close your eyes, you sing that song, and she'll be standing right there with you. So it's kind of within that lilt is where she'll be. And that's what the song is called. It's called Where We'll Be. But I thought tonight I'd get you guys to sing that lilt with me. Since I can see we're all so enthusiastic and eager to sing along. I thought this song can't come here soon enough, you know, because you're all wanting to sing. But the words are something that you don't need to write down or anything. All you need to remember, the words are la la la. Now, I know the South Carolina folk needed to write it down, but North Carolina... He's a brave man when he's not in South Carolina. Yeah, I know, yeah, it's just there. If I was just there, I'd be cracking the joke about you guys. But, so the words are la la la. And the tune of it says this. La la lam, la la lam, la lam. That's all there is to it. So let's try it together, all together. 1, 2, 3. La la lam, la la lam, la lam. So every time that comes around, you guys have to sing along with me as loud as you can. I normally get Laura to come up and sing along with me, but it's always kind of dependent on how the wee man is getting on. Yeah, we can spin him around this way and you can come up. The face on him, he's thinking, not this song again. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Laura Dern. This is a song for the album. It's called Where We'll Be. Backing up again, I'm moving on the road again. I'm going different city, different town. People here don't hang around. Long goodbye don't mean a thing. All the same to me. I write a song and think of you. When I sing our dreams come true. The tune is sweet but lyrics dry. Reminds me of our last goodbye. The time you told me not to leave. But in this song, it's where we'll be. I know there's times you're tired of me being gone. I know there's times I'm sure you feel like moving on. I wish that I could take you to the place where I know we'll always be. La la la, la la la, la la. One more time. La la la, la la la, la la la. Entering a new arena. From the stage I think I've seen you. Heart is thumping, sweat is pumping. I look around and see you standing. I reach out my hands to find that you're not here. Leave the stage and close my eyes to sing the song, and to my surprise you're standing right in front of me. In the place you said you'd be, I run to hold your hands and sing your song. Whoa, la 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 la. One more time. La 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 la. I know there's times you're tired of me being gone. I know there's times I'm sure you feel like moving on. I wish that I could take you to the place where I know we'll always be. I know there's times you're tired of me being gone. I know there's times I'm sure you feel like moving on. I wish that I could take you to the place where I know will always be. La la la, la la la, la la. Thank you.
It's actually rather strange being up here not playing cello. Feels a bit out of place.
It's not the first time I joined Celtic Thunder. I was used to singing in cathedrals before, you know. Standing there in a robe with a folder, looking at a conductor. Very different. And I remember there was a time where we were going through the choreography and they said, okay, so you move here on this line and you reach this point with this word. And I turned around to Belinda, our choreographer, and said, I think there's been a mistake here. I mean, I'm singing at that point. And she said, yeah, you walk and sing. I remember thinking, I don't know if I can do that. The biggest thing about touring for the first time is, what do you do with your hands? I've been standing like that for 20 years. But Sharon Brown, our producer, likes to throw us in the deep end. I normally get slagged because just there, you know, when you're retuning the guitar to a different sort of tuning, I've only discovered in the last few years that I'm really, really bad at both tuning and introducing the next song. And it's brought to my attention at a lot of gigs, actually, you know. And the only excuse that I have really is the fact that I'm a man, really, and I don't think I'm wired to multitask, you know. So I had someone come over to me the other gig and say, I've got the tuning now. This is why I sent it to the pro, you know. But I had someone come over to me at the previous gig 2 nights ago and say, have you mastered the multitasking yet? I said, no, I'm just more used to the silence now when I'm tuning the guitar. But this next song is one that, you know, I often say, again, going back to Celtic Thunder, I'm sorry for all those people who've never seen Celtic Thunder before. I'm talking a lot about it, but it's, you know, being such a massive part of our lives. And a lot of people's here lives as well. But the role that we all kind of get given in the show is, you know, we get given songs to sing that bring out both our voice and our personality. And I remember the Mythology tour I was on, you know, the guys were out on stage for the first half and they were singing Boys Are Back in Town. So they were there, electric guitars in hand, you know, down, boys are back in town. Everyone's having a great time, you know, and then I walk out on stage at the piano and have tumbling curls of green. So I kind of get used to that, you know, and that's then the end of the first half, and then the second half comes out. Keith's out on stage, start of the second half, and he's, and a man of constant sorrows, I've seen trouble on my days. Hey, everyone's having a good time. And then I'll walk out on stage after. She sings him a song. So I kind of got used to being that guy of the show, you know. I walk out on stage and everyone seems to use their toilet breaks then. No, I'm joking. And, but then they gave me an upbeat number and I didn't know what to do with myself on stage. People were singing and dancing and jumping around in a sight I'd never seen from a stage before. So I thought I'd sing it for you tonight. And this is one of my favourite Irish ballads. If you went anywhere in Ireland, you would most certainly hear this song. And see if you can get the words by the end of it if you've never heard it before. This is Black Velvet Band. Or I think the battery is...
Still not. That one's... Was the other one working better?
That's not working.
Yeah, we're just. Oh, I think we might have one.
Gotta go to the house.
I just tried to change, but it actually, I think it was a dud that.
I'll just plug it in. It's in tune. It's fine.
Sure.
Hold on. Bear with us, folks.
Just getting warm.
If we had a few more pints, we wouldn't even notice.
Let's imagine like that never happened. This is Black Velvet Band. Again, it's the beauty of having other people on tour. Take 3. In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice the trade I was bound. And many an hour of sweet happiness I'd spent in that neat little town, till a sad misfortune came over me, which caused me to stray from this land, far away from me friends and relations, betrayed by the Black Velvet Band. I took a stroll without a pretty fair maid when a gentleman passes us by. I knew that she had the doing in him by that look in her roguish black eye. That gold watch she took from his pocket and placed it right into my hand. The very next thing I said was, bad luck to the Black Velvet Band. All together. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Before the judge and the jury, next morning I had to appear. The judge, he said to me, young lad, your case it is proven clear. We'll give you 7 years penal servitude and take you away from this land, far away from your friends and relations, betrayed by the Black Velvet Band. Oh, her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. So come, Molly, jolly young fellas, who warning take by me. When you are out in the town, me lads, beware of them pretty collies, for they'll feed you with strong drink, me lads, till you are unable to stand. Very next thing you know is that you've landed in Van Diemen's Land. All together, rise and shine. And her, not bad at all. This side over here. Her rise. And her. Not bad at all. This side over here. Her eyes, they shine. There we go. And her. There we go. This lady on her own. What do you pass it all together? Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over over his shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Good job. I'm very sorry. This is the last time we'll see you at one of our gigs, isn't it? This is unfortunately, we've reached that stage. What are you laughing at? This is your favourite time of the show where we reach our last number. Yeah. But before we reach our last number, I just wanted to say a massive, massive thank you to Nancy and Judy, first of all, for organising all of this, to Jeannie as well. This is something that not only is it something that we love as musicians, because when you're in Celtic Thunder, it's great. It's a feeling you can't explain when you have 5,000 people on their feet giving you a standing ovation at the end of the show. It's an amazing feeling. But you don't really get to know any of those 5,000. It's just one big thing. And then you get to do these solo tours, and all of a sudden you get to know people. And that's what we love. We love kind of breaking down that barrier of audience, performer, getting to know you guys, and hopefully you getting to know us as well. And not only do we get to see you guys, but we get to see the most incredibly beautiful places that we never would have seen otherwise, such as Cedar Mountain. So, every time we do a tour, we try and add in a new venue so that in the future we can just give that venue a call and say, we're back on the road. Are you interested in having us? And as long as you guys are interested in having us again, we would absolutely love to come back here again. North Carolina is always a great spot for us, and we really, really love being back. It's about North and South Carolina. But this next song is one that it was written by a really successful singer-songwriter from Glasgow in Scotland, Amy MacDonald. And again, I'm going to get you guys to sing along with me. You won't have to sing on your own. But the words of this, we moved on now from La La La. It's a bit more intricate, this song, because all we have to learn is bop, bop, bop. So I think you can do that. But the tune of it sounds bop, bop, ba da ba ba da ba da ba 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 da ba da dum. And that's it. So let's try it all together. 1, 2, 3, and ba 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 da 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 dum. So anytime that section comes up, you have to sing it as loud as you can. And then there's a section at the end where not only have you to sing, but you have to clap as well. So just like I had to walk and sing at the same time, and I had to learn the hard way, we're going to test North Carolina now. South Carolina nailed this. Just saying. Singing and clapping. But let's take one step at a time. Just singing to start. This is a song called This Is the Life. Folks, thank you very much. We've had an absolute ball. Hope you have as well. And hope you enjoy this next song. This is the Life. Oh, the cold winter's night on the cold street tonight. People, they were dancing to the music light, and the boy chased the girls in their hair. Shy torn men sit over there, singing songs, each one better than before. And you're singing a song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing a song, singing this is the life. And you wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight? Ba ba da ba ba da. ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da da. Let's hear you, Cedar Mountain. Ba 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 da ba da. Not bad. And you're heading down the road, get a taxi for 4, and you're waiting outside Jimmy's front door, but nobody's in, nobody's home till 4. So you're sitting there with nothing to do, talking about Roger Mottler and his motley crew, and you're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing a song, singing this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing a song, singing this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight? Ba ba da 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 da. One more time. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da. And you're singing a song, singing this is life. Wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Singing a song, singing this is the life, and you wake up in the morning, your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight? Ba ba da 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 da. Let's see those hands. Ba 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 da ba. Going. And you're singing a song, singing this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing a song, singing this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head is twice the size. You're gonna go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight?